I hate that you can't really tell if you're live.
I know.
It's so fucking annoying. There should be something.
There
There
it
it
is.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's just
like,
a little bit
forever.
delayed. That's probably what they're saying. They're probably getting the delayed shit.
They're like, we feel your pain, everyone. We feel your pain.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
Cynical is coming
technology
out here with a jokes already, starting to stream off. So if Alan gained 50 pounds and grew out his hair, he looked like the guy to the left.
Tim Lambesis.
I do.
I see it. It's because you have the same color hair, and when
Bullshit.
your beard grows out, you have a very similar
Bullshit.
kind of face structure. I see it.
No,
So
I
if
look
you gotta
nothing
grow-
like this man. You kidding me?
That's what he's saying. You gotta grow 50 pounds and then grow your hair. You would look
He has
just like him.
brown eyes. My eyes aren't even brown.
It's not about the eyes. It's about
It
the
is about the
facial
eyes.
features.
I do not have brown eyes. I do not have that nose. I don't have that eyebrows. You guys are all wrong.
No.
This is definitely a fail on Cynical and Eric's part.
Nope.
I'm only going by the thumbnail. Okay, let's look at the thumbnail. Let's see if I can't even find my own thumbnail.
There's
where's
gotta be
this
some
thumbnail?
way to do it.
Yeah. How you guys doing? How's everyone alive out there?
Nah.
There wasn't much. Hey, there is some Japanese stuff going on. Band-Maid, a consistent evolution. Orange just released a video. I was like,
Ooh.
wasn't much Japanese news really discussed today.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sad fact.
You have to use the pic for my thumbnail. I still don't believe you guys. I don't think I look like the thumbnail one either.
I see it, chat.
I don't have brown eyes. I guess that looks like what? That does not. How?
Not now. Obviously,
How?
you're fucking shaved. Yeah. Bro, I totally see it. Yes.
How?
Yes.
Oh, they can't even see
I
it.
see it. I see it. Yeah, dude.
They can't even see what we're looking at anyways.
From the thumbnail. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
My thing like fucking froze.
Gain 50 pounds of muscle and fucking grow your hair. You'll look just like Tim Lambesis. Yeah.
I do not look just like Tim Lambesis at all. You guys are wrong.
Yes, not as you look now because you're comparing yourself now.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm comparing myself at old self, and I still don't look like him.
I see it.
You're tripping balls.
Chat, I also see it. You guys are not tripping.
Definitely tripping.
No.
This is fucking annoying, man. I can't get this shit to work. It's so annoying. All right.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Fine. Yeah. No, I don't. I just don't. I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Don't. Even when I grew out my beard, like it still doesn't. Still doesn't.
Thank you, Ken. Finally, someone said it.
Yeah, the whole chat's full of shit. I agree. Ken is
how the turntables.
How's the turntables?
I know it's how the table turns.
How does the tables turn, Eric?
Finally, you're getting a taste of being full of shit.
No, you got to say the analogy right, all right? You can't just say the analogy.
How the turntables is funnier than how the table turns.
How the table turns is wrong, too. Both are wrong.
What's the expression?
I don't know the expression, but I know that's not it.
Alan, see
like,
another example. I'm full of shit, bro.
It's one of the tides or something like that. Something tides. Anyways, we're going to talk about shit, all right? Welcome to the South Sound Podcast. We talk about some of our favorite musicians from around the world.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to start with the whole Alpha Wolf thing. So during a concert at Warfield in San Francisco, Alpha Wolf's frontman was forcibly removed from the stage by a security guard, sparking widespread attention online.
So
which Eric brought to my attention.
When I fucking saw the headline for that, I thought they just dragged him off stage. Like some dude went on stage and just dragged. No, this motherfucker from the floor, the security guard dragged his foot and he dragged him off the stage.
Yeah. So this happened October 30th, which is weird. Incident happened a while ago. Reportedly escalated after the singer expressed frustrations with the venue security, accusing them of mistreating the bands throughout the day. According to Riff Magazine, his frustration may have been compounded by the injuries some crowd surfing fans sustained, with one fan, Andrew Trin, alleging on social media, which he has this post up here. He alleged on social media that he was dropped on his head as security while crowd surfing during Alpha Wolf's song Akudama. Trent stated, "Security didn't even try to catch me. I hit my head on the barricade and sprained my ankle. Lucky got upset at security, and the guard decided to pull him down from the stage along with some stage lights." Now, first off, I want to talk about something with this because my understanding of security is like they're there to control the crowd and everything. And we looked up like what it is to be a security guard at these concerts. So this is the main consensus of what security is responsible for when going to an event.
And this is from an actual security company. So this is the same exact. Yeah.
Yeah, but multiple security companies have these stipulations. They're not really there to make sure you don't injure yourself. I mean, I guess so in a weird kind of way.
Yeah.
Because they are protecting you, but it's like it's on you. You're taking that chance of you possibly falling and hitting yourself. You know, they're supposed to like catch you like when you're getting off. I guess it's part of crowd control. You could argue that it is. You know, they catch you and then bring you off. But if there's like a bunch of people crowd surfing all at once, it depends on how much security you have, right? Because they're not gonna be able to catch everybody. Somebody's falling on their head, maybe.
I mean, but the line to just protect guests is so vague. It could mean anything.
It is very vague.
Yeah.
I just was like, so. Anyways, we're gonna go off of this Tourist Protection Inc. So screen guests, check tickets, credentials, purses, and other bags. Patrol the grounds, protect guests, employees, and performers. De-escalate any crowd control issue. I mean, everyone's gonna be crowd surfing during a concert, but provide escorts for any guests who become unruly.
Yes.
Detain. I'm sorry, I got the escorts and my mind wandered. Detain or perform a citizen's arrest or any individual violating the venue rules or law. Keep accurate, detailed reports on any incidents that can be used for civil criminal litigation proceedings, direct traffic, and parking. And that's what I assumed they were there for. Also, I just don't know how liable they are for like making sure you don't bash your head. Like, why are you gonna get? I mean, unless the security blatantly wasn't paying attention, but most of the time they're like scanning the crowd. I don't know what happened. We don't have the footage. Maybe he missed a person, but I highly doubt it. I have a feeling he was just let it happen, I'm assuming, but there's nothing that really shows any specific evidence on that. You know what I mean? And that's why it's under investigation.
But aren't the venues also liable for maintaining a safe area for everybody? Is that a thing? Or am I tripping?
So like Ken said, the security guys were dropping surfers on their heads. Oof. I don't think they were necessarily dropping them on their heads. Like when you say that, I think they grabbed the security guard, they grabbed the person and just let go.
Yeah.
Right? Was that really what was happening? Like I couldn't see that in the video. It was more like they're coming off and then some were like falling. But I mean, I fell on my fucking back. But I fell before I got to the rail. And then if you look at the video, some of those crowd surfers didn't even make it to security. They just fell on their back.
Yeah.
You know? But
or it could be too, you know, they did catch them, but they just, when they fucking threw them off.
Send me a link to a video, Ken. I'll check it out. I'll review it again. But from what I saw, they were in the crowd and just fell on their back. And then when they got to the end, you can't really tell what happens at that point. But anyways, moving on. So the situation escalated when Kea, which is the singer, Lucky, you pronounce it Lucky, right? Reportedly took a knit hat from security guard and threw it onto the stage. In response, the guard grabbed his ankle, pulling him off the stage riser and damaging a piece of stage lighting. I love how they throw the stage lighting in there just to make sure they make the band accountable. Witnesses reported that Alpha Wolf's guitarist Sabian responded by throwing his guitar at the guard.
Yeah, I saw that. You see it. No, but it looks like it more like he threw it down, but I don't think it hit the security guard.
Did he? And again, like it's just weird. You watch the video and what people are saying is kind of different, you know? So leading to an altercation that forced the venue to cut the music and turn on the house lights. In response to the incident, Danny Bell, representing AG Presents, which manages the Warfield, confirmed that security guard had been placed on investigative leave. Bell explained, "We are aware of this incident and are investigating the events that led up to unfortunate interaction. The safety and well-being of the audience, artists, and staff are always top priority."
Okay, that's all well and nice and everything, but it's just like this security guard is probably making somewhere a little north of minimum wage, which is $7.25 here. So I imagine he's making like $9-10 an hour.
Nobody's getting paid $7.25 anymore.
I know.
Everyone's.
I know, but that's the current. That's the current fucking thing. That's all I'm saying. He's making somewhere north of that, but not by much.
The way that they word it is very different than what shown in the video. And we'll link all the videos and everything in the description for you guys to check out. You guys let us know what you think down below in the comments. And I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on it. Either way, something went down that we're not aware of before this all happened. It seems like an escalation, like it says. And time will tell on what's going on with that.
But to drag a dude down and possibly injure him, like if the dude got hurt pretty bad, that's cause for some liable shit, you know?
Yeah, but if somebody threw a guitar at me, I'm going after him.
True.
Like you said in the video.
But it's just an escalation, though, you know?
Yeah, it's just an escalation. But we don't know. Maybe the guard, I don't know. Maybe something happened that we don't know. Maybe the singer spit on the guard and he got pissed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were talking shit about the security, so.
They were talking shit about security. I mean, that's true. Yeah. I mean, that's no right to go.
No reason.
That's no right or reason to go do that. But anyways.
It's fucked.
Yeah, the whole situation's fucked.
Yeah.
By the way, go join us on Twitch because we're going to do live reactions after this stream.
Yeah.
So our next thing I want to discuss, Rick Beato titled this a little strange. He put the video I've been afraid to make. And I'm just going to kind of summarize everything that he said in this video really quickly. So for those that have not watched this. So Rick starts by noting that many legendary musicians peaked in their 20s. So he's referring to writing music, okay? And why they don't write like this anymore. You stop writing at the age of 30. So he has a whole theory on this entire thing. So he says, Rick starts by noting that many legendary musicians peaked in their 20s. He cites examples like the Beatles, who were mostly in their mid to late 20s during their most influential years. John Lennon and Paul McCartney, for instance, were about 30 when the Beatles split in 1970. Rick argues that while some solo work was great, it wasn't on the same level as the band's collective output. Other iconic artists like Jimi Hendrix, David Bowie, and Kurt Cobain also released their defining work in their 20s. So he goes on and he keeps talking about all of these artists that wrote a significant amount of their work in their 20s, and then after that, it didn't happen. But I was like, some of the people he mentioned, I'm like, they were also dead by the time they hit 30.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain are probably bad examples to use in this case. And the funny thing too is he starts off the video saying how he's going to piss everyone off, and he doesn't really. He has some good points of why you would like maybe not write as good music after the fact. But I think a lot of it has to do with life. And there's a really cool comment that we'll read to you guys that was pinned at the bottom that kind of like confirms this a little bit. So why might creativity seem to decline after 30? Rick suggests it has to do with two types of intelligence: fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence, which this was the first time I've ever heard anything like this.
Actually.
Yeah. So anyways, fluid intelligence, which involves abstract thinking and problem solving, peaks in early adulthood. This might explain why young musicians produce groundbreaking work. On the other hand, crystallized intelligence, or the accumulation of knowledge over time, tends to grow with age. This is why artists like Johnny Cash, Bach, and Beethoven made impactful work later in the life by drawing on their experiences. Now, I have a different theory about this, and actually I learned this from my mentor, Josh, when I was doing the guitar acceleration thing. So there's these pathways in your brain, and we're going to break this down really simply. Like, there's these pathways in your brain that are very malleable when you're young and you're just forming. So when you learn at a very young age, it's really good to learn young, because those are going to be harder and harder to break as you get older. And you have certain types of the day where you can learn better than others too as you get older. So when you get older, a lot of those pathways become very strong and you can't break them. So you have to figure out tricks and ways and stuff when you get older to do that when you're learning new things. Hence why we take so long to learn stuff when we get older. So there's that factor also. And it's funny. I wish to remember the science behind it. But so anyways, that's how it starts. So that's why when you're young, it's really good to learn as many things as you can when you're young, because as you get older, it like solidifies and stays there. So when you get older, it takes a lot longer to learn something or break those habits, you know? Luckily for me, when I was younger, practice is just learning a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have one interest. I just kept learning a bunch of things. Yeah. So when I read about fluid intelligence and his crystallized intelligence. That's exactly what I thought about. It's like just another way to describe that. What do you think?
Thinking about it, like the thing about it now, like after reading the whole thing about the fluid and the crystallized intelligence, is like you can make the case that people in older ages that write hits are using, that crystallized intelligence because they already know how to write hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then they could just use that experience. Okay, I'm gonna pop out another hit using this formula or whatever, So I mean, there is some validity to it. I mean, I don't agree with it entirely. Because
you got that comment? Read that comment real quick. So there's a comment that like summarizes what Eric and I were thinking when we watched this video.
So take this with a grain of salt. This is a random commenter on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he goes, I'm a psychologist. There are 2 general creative periods, before 30 and after 60. At these times, there are fewer demands and better conditions for promoting creative focus and development. The dip is generally because of demands for career, financial, and family stability. It's not really about intelligence. It's more about personal agency, motivation, and values. Acquired knowledge leads to the experienced mindset. P.S. The prefrontal cortex is found to be less active in jazz improv to reduce executive control and permit the flow and default mode network. In summary, in sum, creativity will flourish at any age, and if the opportunity, support, resources, and motivation are there. Be careful of cherry-picking psychology.
It's far more complex than most people realize. A good effort nonetheless.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice comment, though, overall. And yeah, they're talking specifically about creativity, and when I was listening to Beato talk about the crystallized intelligence and not crystallized intelligence, in my head, I was thinking of when you go to learn something, not so much creativity, but creativity does need to be practiced. You need to work at it. I mean, I do feel myself losing my creativity since I actually started this channel. I put off a lot of my writing, so I've been getting back to that, and it's hard. It's been hard, but luckily it's been more flowing. We wrote that one song really quickly, Toxic Walrus. That was very fast when we wrote that, but that was I had to get back into it, and all of a sudden we're like, okay, now we can write full songs again, and it became much quicker or whatnot. But interestingly, though, Rick points out that jazz music may bridge the gap, okay, in this whole thing. He says jazz musicians like Miles Davis and John Coltrane produce iconic works in their 30s, possibly because jazz combines both improvisational skill, fluid intelligence, and musical knowledge, crystallized intelligence. Rick's advice to younger creators: this is the time to do it before you turn 30. Until what you are great at, and keep working. So I don't know. I think that just limits it, people, because for me, I was told you can never learn how to sing all my life, so that's why I stopped trying to learn how to sing. And at 30, I started learning. Now, granted, I did have musical knowledge before learning how to sing, so I learned piano and singing at the same time at 30, and I was awful. It was super awful. I'm not saying I'm any better now, but much better than I was when I first started. And so I do think it's possible to learn and be creative at any age. I do think it takes more work later on, just like that comment was saying. When life's happening to you at 30, because you have a lot more responsibilities, it is going to make it harder to be more creative, for sure.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'd love to see what you guys think about this. Do you think it declines with age with creativity, or does it just change? Let us know in the comments, and let us know how you feel about all that. I mean, personally, for me, I think it just depends on the circumstance of your life and what the fuck you're going through at the time.
Yeah.
You know?
I think motivation also plays a big factor. I mean, if life is life, and you're going to lose that motivation real quick,
Yeah, and he brings up these other people like Bach and everything who learned, like they wrote songs at 70. So obviously, if you're practicing writing music all the time, it is possible. Daniel says in the comment in the live chat, he said, "To me, there is knowledge and experience, but one continues past 30. Maybe the drive to create or be unique is part that fades with age." Yeah, because when you learn so many different things, it's kind of hard to forget it. Like that's my one thing with music theory. I learned music theory, and it kind of sucks that I learned music theory at certain points because sometimes I have to remember I can play other notes that are not in the scale. And since I practiced so many times doing the scales over and over and over again, I'm like, fuck, you can break out of it, Alan. You don't have to stay there, because you don't. That's how like some of the cool songs are made. It's because they'll do some weird, interesting things in the scales when they're writing music. Like with some of our favorite Japanese bands, they do that all the time. They'll stay in a certain key for most of the song, but then they just do these weird, quirky things I love, you know? For example, Dicodec's Orthodoxy. I don't know if I would have come up that with later on, because the way the intro starts is very weird. It's like a chromatic chord progression that started off. And I was like, man, how did I even write that? And it took us like seconds to write anyways. It's not the hardest song or anything. It's pretty easy, but it changes from like a minor verse to major chorus. And then you have this weird chromatic section. Then it goes to a blues section / jazzy section. I'm like, man, that's cool. That it took no thought though, but that's when I was like barely like into music theory at all. Until I met until I met a guitarist from a band I was in called Artifact, and that's when he started having me practice like jazz chords, seventh chords, and going through all that. And I started noticing that I was kind of following the rules, and I'm like, which is funny. You think in jazz you don't follow the rules, but no, I start following the rules. I'm like, fuck, I need to break that. So it's very, very, very interesting how that works. But at the same time, I can write you a song in a minute. It might be generic and not the greatest, but I could still write a song in like a second. Like I could put together a song really fast now that I know music theory. Really fast. If you say, hey, I want an evil song, I could write you an evil song. You know?
Yeah.
That's the benefits of music theory. It's just like you have to balance those two lines together.
But doesn't this whole thing kind of contradict what he was saying earlier?
Probably.
This whole something that this whole video contradicts another video, right? So like he's saying music's getting worse, but it's like the younger generation making the music now. You know what I mean? So how does this?
I don't
apply?
understand.
So he's saying creativity dies, after 30, right? And you have all these young guns making music now that he thinks is not as good as music from back then.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. No. I mean, it does contradict that.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with their creativity is what you're saying pretty much. Hey, Rick, what's going on with the young generation then? If all their... Well, he has a reason for that. He says it's because of
easier
technology. He blames it on technology. Taco says too much pornography. I don't know, man.
It's another thing. It's more available now.
Pornography never affected me too much.
You say that now.
Ken says K from PTP, which is oh my God, pay money to my pain. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
All right. Went on antidepressants. The other member said that he lost his ability to write lyrics.
Well, I mean, antidepressants is a whole other thing.
I mean, so I wrote Toxic Walrus when I was super depressed and down, and like coming down from like I was drunk, So I don't know. But then Orthodoxy I wrote completely sober. You're Not Gonna Win was written when I was very sad. It was when my grandfather passed away. And going through. So I don't know if maybe depressants could take away that ability to write. Maybe.
It depends on the person. That's a person by person thing, because some people can use pain to produce some good art, you know what I mean? But not all that doesn't work all the time for everybody.
Well, Cynical brought up a good point right here. Success also affects things. I don't need to hear Green Day sing about the 1%. 20 years after they joined said 1% bands can lose their authenticity pretty fast. Yeah, agreed.
But there's also the musician's kind of mentality. I know some people probably disagree, but like there's a certain mentality to kind of outdo yourself. It's like, okay, this song got 1 million hits, I'm going to get 2 million on the next song. And they try to make better music,
Mm-hmm. They alluded that he lost emotion. Ken, I believe that about the antidepressants, losing emotion. There's, what's that drug that they give to people with ADD where it helps them focus?
Fuck.
what is it called? It's like a very common one.
Starts with an A.
And like kids use it all the time when they go to college.
Adderall. Yeah,
Adderall.
there you go.
I did Adderall one time. That was fucking awful. I was like, how do people? I was like, yes, I was super focused, but I was so emotionless. I had no emotions. So that drug is scary as fuck to me. So I tried Adderall once. Of course,
not to mention all the other side effects of it.
Dude, I just remember, for me, this is how it worked. I just remember being hyper focused on one thing and feeling trapped in my brain at the same time and having no emotions whatsoever. Like, you could tell me you could kill my mom in front of me right then and there. Well, that's probably a bad analogy. You could kill someone I care about right in front of me and it wouldn't affect me at all. You know what I mean? At all. So,
wild stuff.
Yeah, wild stuff.
There's a lot of factors. I don't think it's not a one size fits all solution. It's totally on a person by person basis. I don't think you can just lump everybody into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
There are some good points, for sure. And I think there is some merit to it, but this is just, I think it's going to take a chat with like a psychologist, like an actual one.
Yeah.
Not just some guy on the internet.
So what are you talking about? All the new psychologists are guys on the internet.
True. That's true.
They're all, that's what everyone does. They go online and pay for psychologists online. And then you're finding out that they're not actually authorized to do it. They have fake fucking certificates. That's a whole other topic.
That's
right
a
there.
whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic.
Like, what is truth on the internet anymore? God damn. Let's get into that right now. This is a podcast. No, just kidding.
All right. We're going to talk about As I Lay Dying. We're going to go through some summary. We're going to go through a summary for people who don't know about this band. Yes. Because I'll be honest, I never really listened to this band at all. I never could get into them. I thought they were boring. I mean, I saw them live and they were great.
Yeah.
But I never got it. For me, my metalcore band was All That Remains,
Yeah.
Like, that was the band for me.
Well, this is the band that jump-started my love for metalcore. Metalcore is my favorite genre. And this is the band that, the first time I realized, damn, metalcore is
so yeah, let's
great.
go down.
Yep.
Let's go down the history lane with this band, okay?
Yes.
So As I Lay Dying is considered one of the pioneering bands in American metalcore, like Eric was just saying. However, the group faced major upheaval in 2013 when Lambesis was convicted for attempting to hire a hitman to kill his then wife after serving 2 years in prison. Lambesis rejoined the music scene and eventually reconnected with the band members who had distanced themselves.
Yeah.
This led to the release of the album Shaped by Fire under Nuclear Blast Records, and the group continued on, albeit with occasional member turnover. So they had people like quitting on and off when this happened.
No, everybody just flat out quit. It was a very similar situation to what happened now.
No, it wasn't. It was one person quit silently. They never talked about it.
Yeah,
and
Jordan
then they brought another
Mancino.
one. But that's what I'm trying to get at. You're jumping ahead right now. So the recent departure of Stamos in the recent months, I'm talking about after he just got out and they did that record.
Yeah.
In recent months, the series of exodus has once again shaken As I Lay Dying. Guitarist Nick Hippa, drummer Jordan Mancino, and bassist Josh Gilbert left the band in 2022.
Yep.
So they had people that quit before this, though.
This was
issues.
the OG. Well, not the OG, but like the main lineup they're recognized for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the new members that we just found out, or like the new members that they have right now, are the ones that just all left right now, citing internal issues. New members Ryan Neff, Nick Pierce, and Ken Susi, guitar, briefly joined, but have all now exited. That's got to be crazy. You just join for like a moment, and then everybody just leaves. That's kind of crazy.
A year or 2 years, something like that, 1 or 2 years.
Oh, because they're planning on the tour and working on releasing an album, right? Do you think they're going to keep all the recordings and everything?
Yeah, I think they're still going to put... Oh, actually, no. I noticed this today. I was looking to see when the album was going to come out.
Yeah.
Because before they had all the title tracks now, right?
Yeah.
But when I looked at it, it labeled it as an EP, and it only had the songs that they just released.
Wow.
So I don't think they're going to release the rest of the album.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So Phil, the only remaining original member aside from Lambesis until recently, he released a statement on Instagram that called As I Lie Dying an unhealthy and unsafe environment, stating that he could no longer continue under such conditions. Phil expressed appreciation for his fellow bandmates and hinted at wanting to reimagine the music in a healthier context, which he doesn't mention Tim, which is so obviously, it seems like it's something with Tim. Even though he did not blame Lambesis directly, this ambiguous language has fueled rumors of more serious issues behind the scenes. So, of course, as we all know, they canceled the tour that's up and coming.
Yep.
And there's a lot of like speculation and rumors that are happening with them. So, As I Lie Dying themselves have not yet addressed the cancellation directly, leaving many fans frustrated. Adding to the confusion, the band's 2019 album, Shaped by Fire, briefly disappeared from streaming services. By the way, it's back up.
Yeah.
It is back up.
But that wasn't due to anything that's going on right now. Their contract just expired.
Yeah.
Their licensing or streaming contract had expired. They had a 5-year contract, and it just expired. So that's the reason they took it down. But they got the rights back, and it's back up.
Yeah. Who do you think's probably all the writers that are part of that. Who was the main writers for As I Lie Dying?
Tim and Phil are the main ones.
Tim and Phil were the main ones. So anyways, so we don't really know what's happening with the band, but we also have a lot of stuff like from the wife defending the singer. She just posted up a comment, right?
Yeah, so these are some of the rumors they're talking about in the summary. One of them was that Tim was physically abusing her, but she wrote a statement completely disproving that.
Yeah, on Loudwire, we have the statement here. It says, I am writing this statement to address the recent rumors circulating on social media regarding my husband, Tim Lambesis, and the allegations of domestic violence. It has come to my attention that false claims have been made, suggesting that my husband has harmed me. I want to make it unequivocally clear that these allegations are completely false. My husband has never caused harm to me in this manner, and I am deeply saddened by unfounded rumors that have emerged during this challenging time for his band. Like, what were the rumors? What was being said? Do you know?
I don't really know. None of this has ever come up, and this was kind of put to the side too. People were kind of glossing over this and focusing more on the members leaving. But I think this is probably one of the reasons why, because in one of the statements, one of the members claimed that their morals were put into question. So this could potentially be a reason for that. These rumors that were stirring up of domestic abuse.
That's, yeah. Maybe like if, like for instance, if you're dating someone and you're like, came up to me like, yeah, I beat the shit out of my woman, I'd be like, I can't be associated with you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm quitting the band. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing. So I could see somebody quitting for that.
And even if it is just a rumor, I mean, just having that kind of stigma, even if you're found innocent, there's still those kind of thoughts in the back of your head is like, you know, did this actually happen or anything? Just being associated with that could be negative as well. So
yeah, there's never been an incident that warrants such accusations, is what she says later in the statement. We have had our relationship issues like many other couples, but nothing to the degree of domestic violence or what is being portrayed. How much money do you think Tim paid her to put the statement out?
Stop.
Hey, right? That's my first guess. Like, when do you wonder? Like, dude, everything that's happening with like the government and stuff like that, I'm always like suspicious of anything now. Dude, you never know. You never know what's being fucked with, all right, behind the scenes. But anyways, who knows? We'll never know, right?
We'll never know.
I love how you're like, stop. It deeply saddens me that I find myself in a position where I must publicly explain my personal life and relationship because of flat out lies. It is completely unjust that everything spread the way it did, and nobody even considered my voice to be heard through it all. This is unfair to both Tim and I and our relationship. Well, they're not together anymore, but
no, this is his third wife.
This fucking Christ.
I believe it's third. Could be second.
How many wives is this, everyone? It is disheartening to witness how quickly misinformation can spread and impact it can have on individuals and families. I ask that you respect our privacy during this time and refrain from perpetuating these harmful rumors any further.
Yeah, so this is not the wife that he plotted to murder. This is a different wife. This is his current wife.
It's just wild that he got more wives after the first wife, you know?
I know.
So Eric told me some interesting things about him. He was on steroids.
Yeah, so he
right?
attributed that. That was kind of the defense they had in the whole attempting to hire someone to kill his wife thing. So that's he attributed to that.
How though?
Putting him in the wrong mind frame. Like it was fucking with his mind, and he forced him to do shit that, you know, was not in his nature.
Steroids do mess with you mentally for sure.
Yes,
but they can make you aggressive. You know, just like recently there was some gym beef of some guy that like fucking throat punched some dude across the gym in Canada.
Oh jeez.
And he looks like he's roided out of his mind. I do know there's like excessive anger and hate when you're doing those things. But man, that's a lot of steps to go hire a hitman. I mean, because normally it's like flashes of anger. I don't know how long it lasts. So for anyone out there that does steroids, let us know.
So they were divorced at this point, right?
Okay.
And what I believe happened was that she was trying to prevent him access to seeing their children. So they adopted three children from Ethiopia, and she was preventing him from seeing the kids. And he just said things would be a lot easier if she just wasn't around.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's wild. Anyways, that's enough of this story. You guys
Crazy
are all
stuff.
caught up.
I'm just sad Azalea dying is done. I mean, separating the whole art from the artist thing, you know, they were my introduction to metalcore, and, you know, Azalea dying personally one of my favorite bands. So it's sad to see, you know, but
Are you going to still listen to him after this?
yeah, I will.
Yeah.
If they ever release the new stuff, I will listen to it.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what I'm really hoping though for? I'm really hoping that the other members, not these guys that just left, but the guys before them, come back and do their other band that they did when Tim was in prison called Woven War.
Yeah.
I really hope they come back and do that. That'd be sick.
That'd be badass. All right. For our last thing we want to discuss today, because we keep avoiding it for the past few weeks, Band-Maid.
Band-Maid.
Don't ask why I didn't put Band-Maid in the title.
Yeah.
But
We don't want to clickbait, you know.
Band-Maid. What did you think of the new album?
I liked it. I believe the album is as good as anything they've done before. However, I mean, there are some things about it that were just like, this is good.
What
But
are those some things? How are you gonna like tease us? Like, there's some things.
they did a lot of good things, I will say. They went a little bit outside of the box, like in some of the parts throughout the songs. They like really changed it up genre wise. And there's one song in particular, I forgot the name, it's not coming to me, but that had like the heaviest intro I've ever heard from them. I was like, oh, this is badass as fuck.
I think I know what you're talking about. Let me pull up the album so give you some context here.
So, and then the two ballady songs kind of sounded like the same song to me.
What? Like, that's what... Okay, what do you consider ballady songs? Okay, so I'm assuming the heavy intro one you're talking about...
It was like one of the first ones.
Oh, one of the first ones?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So which ones are the ballads then for you?
Towards the end...
Bro, you don't know any of the names.
I don't know the titles.
You're supposed to be ready for this review.
I wasn't.
All right.
But there's two ballady songs in there. You know which ones they are.
I'm wondering. I consider memorable one, and I consider the one a melody. Those are the two melodies, but they sound nothing alike at all whatsoever. So those are what I consider two ballads. And the funny thing is they put those two ballads next to each other as 9 and 10. And I don't think they sound anything alike whatsoever. They're like
I felt like they could like flow into each other.
They're completely different songs. Like, let me just give you a refresher. So we have, whoa, no volume.
No volume.
Anyways, yeah. There you go.
There you go.
That's how good they are. I don't know why the volume's not working. We had audio issues before we started. Let me get these. I can't play too much because they'll block the stream or whatever. Hold on, let's see. All right, let's see if that worked. I just reset the audio real quick.
Yes.
Right, so that is, I consider that one a ballad.
That is a ballad. Yes, that is the one I was thinking of.
And then the other one would be the one right before it. And that's this.
I'll never forget.
And then here's a, I don't think they're the same at all. I don't know. I don't know if that's the two ballads you're talking about. You don't know the names of the songs, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't help you.
I don't know. That one didn't sound that much of a ballad, but you played towards the middle, so.
It was very ballady of a song, but maybe I guess you could consider it not.
Okay, yes, this was the other one.
Yeah, they sound nothing alike. For one, two completely different mixes altogether. One's very organic, one's really produced. Not even in the same key. I don't know. I can't agree with you on that one.
I don't know. Just listening to them back to back was just like, huh. Yeah, it's kind of the same song. I don't know.
No, cynical. I'm telling you right now. I told Eric, I'm like, we got to do it this week, and he said he was going to do it, and he didn't do it. I'm ready. I listened to this album 4 times.
I listened to it quite a bit too.
I actually like the beginning even more now. I like the earlier songs. Before I was more fan of the end of the CD, and now I'm like a bigger fan of all of it. Honestly, I love this album because it changes up so much, and it changes up in a sound way, like a soundscape. It changes drastically, and that's why I like it a lot. And,
I agree with that.
Compared to their other albums, and that is why this album is so unique and one of their better albums in my opinion. It's really good. It's definitely going to be in a top 3 conversation for me out of their albums, which is crazy that we can even have a top 3 because of how many fucking albums they have.
That's true.
You know, it's really fucking good. Like
it is great.
If I want to listen to a wide variety of Band-Maid songs, listen to Epic Narratives. You get everything in that album, in my opinion.
A Warning collab though always smacks too. It's a great one. I will say the song that had the Miku song in this album wasn't as good as, you know, Sayanaki Dori or even Klupo for that matter.
Yeah, you and I are in 100%.
Yeah,
100% on that. We agree on that one.
No, but it's a great album overall. Like I thoroughly enjoyed listening to it. But I mean, despite my minor criticisms of it, it was a great fucking album.
What was the thing that threw you off with it?
There were some parts that were just kind of come out of nowhere. Like there was a jazzy break. I know they've done jazz breaks before, but this one really caught me off guard.
Forbidden Tale, bro. That song's great.
Yeah,
that threw you off guard. Come on, man.
It caught me off guard, but not in a bad way. It was like, oh, this is nice. What? This is cool.
Oh man, Eric, bullshit through your review. Come on, let's go.
No, I mean, if I had to give it a score. 8.5?
8.5?
Yeah.
I don't give it even that high, and I like the album. I think I like the album more than you do, and you scored it way higher than I do. You're too nice, bro.
I'm thinking objectively, you know?
I am too. Objectively, 8.5. I say 7.5, but I guess that's not much different.
Gotcha.
7.5, 7.5 for me is excellent.
Yeah.
But it means I skip a couple songs. That's how I kind of.
That's fine.
That's how I put it. Yeah, I'm with you, Ken. I would even say 7. I don't even fuck the 0.5 bullshit. I'm gonna say 7. You're right. Like 8 and higher means I can listen to the whole album all the time. No, to be honest, I skip over memorable and maybe show them. I skip over those 2 songs the most and get to the top. Sorry if you guys like those 3 songs. Yeah, I shut it off. It's instrumental.
It's a dope
of the
instrumental,
album.
yeah.
It is, but yeah. So there's 3 songs on here I don't listen to. I kind of skip over. If I'm starting the album, I like really get into Maggie and Shambles and Protect You. Not Protect You. And then when I get to the Warning, show them. I like it at first, but then I'm just like,
The live is so much better.
The live is so much better.
The live is so much better.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 is very fair. I agree.
Yeah.
But
And that's on his scale, so that's like impressive as fuck.
yeah, I just that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it. You guys already know how I think about the album. If you guys want to check out every single reaction to each song on this album, it's already up on the YouTube channel if you missed those.
Yeah.
So go
You got
check
a lot
them
of
out.
them. Got a
Right.
lot.
Daniel said solid 7, but not my Desert Island album list. Desert
Fair
album
enough.
island list.
Yeah.
By the way, we do need it. We're going to do this. We have to do this next Sunday because I won't be here Thursday. Eric's going to be doing a stream on his own on Thursday. But next Sunday, we will talk about the top 10 Japanese bands that need more love. All right?
Yes.
We are going to do that
Gotta do
video.
that.
And Eric and I are both going to choose 5 from the list that you guys put in Discord and just put it together. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Go join us up on Twitch right now and watch Eric react to things because I'm going to be editing videos. I got to get ready for my trip tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. You're
Hopefully
leaving.
that doesn't
5 a.m.,
go.
dude.
5 a.m., guys.
Oof.
So go to Twitch right now. Put in a request. Hope to see you over there. See you next one. See you.
Bye.